Good morning, guys. How are you? I hope everything goes well. For today's session, we're going to start talking about our third model. Yes. So you're going to be aware about all the activities you have to send it to me and also the explanation about the grammar topics. Okay. So first of all, there is going to be important to take into account that for this part, we have to show the important days and deadlines for the activities, to know instructions for the activities
for vocabulary for the model. In this regard, those three objectives are very important because through these cards, you're going to send some activities where the idea that you send them on time. Don't forget it. This one is our just last model. You're going to be like very just very aware of the days, the deadlines, okay? And also try to include the vocabulary that we're going to use during this model into the different activities you are going to create. Okay, so here we have our second model is referring to the following. So there is like some different kind of topics. As you can see right here, you're going to find them. So the first one is prepositional phrases, place, sign, and movement. Prepositions of time on, in, at, present continuous, expressing future. Okay, all of them are included. Maybe some of the topics more than others, depends of the activity you're going to conduct. All right. So right here we have the first of all, the first activity is the forum, which is called strategic direction. In this part, remember the deadline, which is the May the 2nd, right? Until 7:59 a.m. Don't forget it. This one, well, we can say the percentage of it is the 10% of the final grade. But remember to participate in the forum and do the activity as required. So the second part, the second homework, it's according to strategy direction information sheet. This one, the deadline is until May the 9th. Okay, don't forget this that date that you're going to be aware according to that. Remember to study all the topics that I already mentioned right here and be aware of them. And finally, we have our quiz according to the second model. There is going to be very important that you understand all the topics already explained. Well, when you start like making it and try to practice as soon as possible. In internet, you can find a lot of good page, and also right here from VirtualNet, we can find like the model one, which is according to material, el folder que tiene todo el material en relación con los temas base de cada uno de los módulos, para que desde allí ustedes puedan ir viendo la secuencia gramatical y qué ejercicios ustedes pueden tener en cuenta para practicar and then to present the final test. Okay, right here we have the syllables and the glossary, two important aspects. The syllables I already explained. This part is referring to the deadlines, and the glossary is referring to all the words that you are going to look for them, and then you're going to create your own sentences in relation to those words. So right here, we're going to start with our prepositions of time and location. Okay, as you can see right there, we have time, in, on, at, and location, right? So when you are talking about different things, yes, in English, we're going to use some prepositions as we have right here to talk about and refer to a specific topic, right? So when we're talking about time, for instance, in this regard, according to centuries, we have to mention the 80s, right? That is going to be that part, yes, where we have to use which preposition in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 20s, yes? This one is the correct preposition that we are going to use. Decades, the 80s, the 70s, so on years. For example, if you're talking about this year, so we are in 2018. Yeah. So in 1970 or in 1981, and then you refer the information you want to say. Months, or with the new months like July and May, we're going to use in before this word. For example, I could say that my birthday is in February. Weeks, 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, in 4 weeks, in 6 weeks, right? All referring to like a plan. For example, I'm going to go to Cartagena in 2 weeks, right? Or in 5 weeks, and so on. According to location, it is important to focus on when we refer to countries, cities, and neighborhoods, right? The most of the times we have to use in. So, in Colombia, in England, in Bogota City, in London City, and so on, this information is very important to take into account because sometimes we make some mistakes in English because we we had like a bad habit that we used to translate all the things or all the words that we have in the same way that we use in our language. But this part, it's not well seen because the expressions and the connotation of some words are completely different. So then we have right here on more specific, right, which is regarding to it, days and weekend, right? Okay, what is going to be very important to bear in mind? When we say the complete day, cuando mencionamos no solamente el mes, en este caso, como lo habíamos dicho anteriormente, ni el año, sino que es una fecha completa, vamos a usar la preposición on. We have to use this preposition. So we say, for example, that my birthday is on May 7, 1964. When we mention our birthday, it is not necessary to mention the year, yes. Or maybe some specific event that for us we consider as important to mention, so we have to say it completely, all right? My birthday is on my birthday, on Friday, on Wednesday, on Saturday. Cuando decimos, ay, yo tengo tal actividad este viernes, right? I have to do this activity in Friday. No, it's wrong. The correct expression or preposition is on Friday. Recordemos siempre que para los días de la semana vamos a utilizar on, right? Remember it because if we try to translate this word into English, that the word that we use in Spanish, that is going to be in, yeah? That's why it is very important not to think literally according to each word, each expression that we use in our language, just taking into account the contents where we are going to use these words. The weekend, on the weekend, or at the weekend. There are two prepositions that we can use when we are referring to fines de semana. It depends about us. Okay, let's continue. Hour 7 a.m., 12 o'clock, 5 p.m., right? For instance, when you're just mentioning that you really want to do something or that in your daily routine you used to do maybe one activity in the past on a specific period of time, right? In a specific hour. So we have to use at. I wake up at 7 a.m., which is not true, but it's just one example. Or I start working at 7 a.m. That is going to be the other example according to this part. 12 o'clock. I usually have lunch at 12 o'clock. It is not in that way, but it's just an example that you can have in mind. And 5 p.m. My schedule finishes at 5 p.m. Como vemos, el uso de la hora siempre va antecedido por la preposición at. Always we're going to use it, and that's it. Okay, let's continue with this part on more specific as for streets and the corner avenues. All right, if we look at it, we find two important things. So when we talk about streets and avenues, the names of them, so we have to use this preposition. For example, I could say that here in Bogota, there are a lot of names of a lot of streets. One of them that is pretty well known could be Avenida Quito, right? On Avenue Quito in Bogota, na na na, and then you continue the sentence. You can find a lot of people, a lot of cards. Sometimes it's a little faster, sometimes it's not. It depends of the hour as well and the day, of course. So here, Oxford Street, in Oxford Street, or on the corner. That is the other expression, right? Now, very specific at smallest. Cuando estamos hablando de lugares específicos, en ese caso como los que vamos a hacer mención, like an address and a specific location, right? For example, you are calling a friend and she says or he says, oh, hello, how are you? I am at Universidad Manuela Beltrán, yes, or Manuela Beltrán University. And you can find and you can say, and you can use this preposition regarding to this topic. So this address, where we can say, so we are at 734 Oxford Street, a specific location. We're working at the store. We are visiting a person at the store. Yes, we can find like a different examples in regards to that. This one is the explanation according to prepositions of time and location. Don't forget to look at them. Yes, to try to find more examples if needed. Yeah, that is important to taking into account what are the differences and start using them in the correct way. Okay, here we have some exercises. So the idea is if you are connected, so please, you are going to start participating, just putting in contents like the prepositions we already saw. So when we use in an ad, is because we want to express something in regards to time and location. Yes, there are more uses, of course, yeah, but those are the pretty common ones. So first of all, I'm going to read this sentence and then I'm going to say the correct preposition. So if you're not connected right now, so maybe later you can find some information according to it. So, first of all, according to the first part, the first sentence, you can say that my parents aren't here at the moment, or you can say at the moment. I'm meeting my friend Tuesday. Tuesday is a day. So, on Tuesday. The train leaves 7:30, which is an hour, at 7:30 in the morning. She was born 1995. Recordemos que cuando solo mencionamos el año vamos a utilizar in. I usually phone my friends on the weekend. We had a special meal at Christmas. Cuando utilizamos Christmas, esa palabra específica va antecedida por el at. I usually brush my teeth in the evening before I go to bed. Her birthday is on the 5th of June. Recordemos que cuando mencionamos una fecha completa, en ese caso, o el mes y el día, vamos a utilizar on. On the 5th of June. My brother likes to get up on sunrise or in sunrise or at sunrise. What do you think is the correct word? I started doing my homework at 8 o'clock and finish only at midnight. In France, it often snows in winter, right? Kay got married at the age of 19 because there is a specific information. Policemen usually work at night. Our parties will be back in an hour. I usually have a party on my birthday. See you at dinner time. Mary's birthday is in May. We have lunch at noon. Sarah goes to the gym on Saturdays. My sister was in London in December. She was in London in New Year's Eve, and we sat and talked at lunchtime. Those are, as you can see, those examples are referring to some specific information that we are going to focus on is the word that is located right here after the preposition. Once when you identify which word it is, sorry, then you're going to choose the correct preposition. All right, I hope that those examples are very clear for you. Just keep in mind, while you're listening to this video class, it is that later you're going to do more examples and start practicing. Okay, now we're going to continue with our next topic, which is focusing on present continuous. In present continuous, that is very important to take into account that we had a subject, yes, that we focus on it, but also verb to be, which is conjugated, and the verb plus ing. Like those three parts are very important when we are making some simple sentences using present continuous or present progressive. Both of them are different titles, but they mean the same thing. Okay, as you can see, I plus and the verb I am speaking is the action that I'm doing right now. He or she, it is, he is listening to music, for instance. They, you, we, they are going out. And like more expressions if needed, if it is necessary to make them. So remember right here, guys, when we are using them, yes, there is pretty mandatory to conjugate right here the verb to be, but also the verb using ing. Don't forget it. And later on, you're going to start just putting the complement. Yeah. Okay. In the present continuous, we have different uses. Not only in you're referring to the actions that we're doing at the moment, but also there are just more uses. We are going to study them. So please pay attention to this part. For the first one, number one, I'm finished actions now. I'm working at the moment. Use with now at the moment. I am speaking at the moment. Maybe you can tell me, no, teacher, I am listening to you at the moment, right? Or I am writing at the moment. There are different activities that we think or that we express that we are doing in a specific period of time, but it's referring to just at the moment we are speaking. Temporary situations. I'm living in London. This one could be true, could be not. For example, right now in my case, I am living in Bogota because it is the action that is happening right now. But maybe you can tell me no. I am living in Ibagué City, and so on. Temporary habits. He's eating a lot these days. At the moment, these days, okay? Él está comiendo demasiado en estos días. So, this expression is a habit that is happening, right? But it doesn't mean that maybe you're going to continue doing later. Annoying habits. So, here, for example, when you mothers, it's a very common thing that happened to us. And maybe, for instance, like some of you maybe know your mother, your father, your couple, or another person say, oh, you're forever losing your kids, right? En este tipo de hábitos que son eh, digamos que de alguna manera que no nos agradan, son desagradantes de otra persona, lo podemos expresar o de nosotros mismos de la siguiente manera. You are forever losing your keys. Tú siempre pierdes tus llaves. En este caso, como es una expresión que hace referencia a un hábito, pero que es constante, yes, podemos utilizar acá el adverbio de frecuencia seguido por el ing, yes, but this part is conjugated, don't forget. Definite future plans. I'm meeting my father tomorrow. Ok, tenemos que en el futuro podemos utilizar no solamente el will, going to, pero también tenemos el uso del presente continuo. Hay algunos casos en los que podemos hacerlo. Cuando ustedes están hablando de planes futuros definidos, ¿sí? Pueden utilizar el I'm going to. Recuerden que, digamos, en este caso, no necesariamente vamos a utilizar el going to porque solamente tenemos el presente continuo, que también hace referencia a planes, pero que están un poco más próximos. That's the difference that we have with going to. So, I'm meeting my father tomorrow. Perfect. Okay. Yo me estaré encontrando con mi padre mañana. It is something that you already defined that is going to be in that way. That's why we use present continuous. We can use with tomorrow, later, for example. I'm doing my homework later. Yo voy a hacer mi tarea después. I don't know when, yeah, but I know that. At 7 p.m. I am having dinner at 7 p.m. tonight. I am listening to music tonight. Or on Tuesday, I am planning my vacation on Tuesday, right? So you are talking about some things. Right here, you can see we have different sentences, different examples, and we are going to focus on the first one, right? He's walking to school now. All right, there is an action that he's doing at the moment. I am studying at the moment. I'm not sleeping. You're playing badminton tonight. This one there is a plan, yes. We are watching TV. She's not working in Spain. He's not waiting for the bus. They are reading. We're not going to the cinema tonight. And you're not reading the newspaper. Como pueden ver, en la parte negativa, que es en la oración 9 y 10, vamos a negar el verbo to be. En ese caso, como tenemos el are, aren't, or are not. In this case, as we have you, sorry, then we say are, you aren't, or you are not. Okay? All right. This one is the first activity that you have to send it to me. Remember to take into account the parameters of it. I'm going to read the competences and also the steps that you have to focus on at the moment you are going just to hand it out. So first, to correctly use prepositional phrases, prepositions of time and present continuous. To correctly use topics explained in the folder, material de estudio para que ustedes lo revisen. To correctly use technical or specific vocabulary related to strategy direction. What do you have to do? Write a proposal of a strategy direction for your company. Create a poster where you describe your proposal. Include at least 5 sentences using present continuous and sentences using, there is a mistake, prepositional phrases. Design the proposal including possible dates, cuts, teamwork, and other aspects that you consider. Ok, recuerden que van a tener en cuenta todos esos aspectos, ¿sí? Para ustedes realizar el póster de acuerdo a la información que se está pidiendo. So, create a poster using this web page, glossar.com. The sentences, there are 10. Entonces tenemos 5 oraciones con presente continuo, 5 oraciones con preposiciones de tiempo. That should appear in the presentation. You can use different image. Como las preposiciones de tiempo son sencillas de utilizar, entonces la idea es que esas 10 oraciones estén con el uso del presente continuo, recordando todos los usos que se le puede dar, que no solamente hace referencia al presente, a la actividad que estás haciendo en el momento, sino también a planes futuros cercanos, entre otros. Okay? So here then we have the second activity right there. So this one there is going to be the first one. So for that word, to correctly use present continuous and present continuous for future. To correctly use topics explained in the folder material de estudio. No olviden mirar esa carpeta donde ustedes van a encontrar la información pertinente al módulo 2. To correctly use technical or specific vocabulary related to a strategic direction. Look at the posters published by your virtual classmates in the forum, teniendo en cuenta los posters publicados por los compañeros de clase. Ustedes van a escoger 2 de ellos. Choose two of them, the most you like, los que más les guste. And then you're going to download the Word document, complete the information sheet, and one for each poster. Van a descargar el documento que está adjunto en Word, van a completar dicha información que se pide allí por cada uno de los pósters, es decir, que van a quedar 2 documentos. 2 information sheets about 2 different posters, okay? This one. And the third activity, which is the quiz. Okay, thank you so much for your attention, guys. I hope that you really find this video class interesting for you. Just focus on all the things that you have to take into account at the moment you are going to start doing your activities. Have a great day, and if you have any questions, don't forget to write an email for me by virtual net or maybe by email. Or this one, there is a telephone number. But it is better that you write an email to me because I can just answer to you as soon as possible. Okay, guys, so bye-bye. Thank you so much for your time, and we talk later.